Hello, welcome to Calling America, where patriots from across the U.S. come together to discuss current bills being passed by Congress and executive orders being signed by former Vice President Joe Biden, and furthermore, how those bills and executive orders affect each of us in our respective states. As always, unless we are quoting direct sources, all statements in this video are personal opinions. You can find all sources in the description below.
Nowhere in the Constitution does it really say you have to be a citizen of the United States to vote, which is because who would think that you would be able to come from another country or be in another country and vote without being a citizen, right? So the founding fathers, they didn't say you have to be a US citizen to vote. Everywhere in there where it mentions voting, it says the right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, previous condition of servitude. And then the 19th Amendment says the same thing. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state in the count of sex. And then same thing when it says about the age. They cannot deny or abridge by the United States or by any state on account of age, right? Nowhere in it does it say you have to be a citizen of the United States to vote. It just says that the United States and each state cannot deny or abridge the right to vote to any U.S. citizen on account of these things. Well, what about them denying or abridging the right to vote for any other citizens of any other country? And one of the people that I associate with is a little bit on the left. They're like, yeah, I mean, they can already vote already legally. And I was like, ooh, the problem is that, yes, that's not in there directly, because you would think that in order for you to vote for your school president, you have to be a member of that school. In order for you to vote for your country's president, you got to be a member of that country. In order for you to vote for the CEO of your company, you got to be a member of that company, right? Or a member of that board. And it's just like, well, it's not in the Constitution. So I'm like, you're right. You're right. It's not in there, but it's kind of like common sense. And I know that we don't have common sense anymore these days, but come on.
Well, I'm pretty sure we can probably look up some U.S. Supreme Court precedent on that would probably show that it's implied.
Yeah.
Without having
Very much so.
to explicitly look at the Constitution, say, does it say exactly U.S. citizen? I'm pretty sure there's precedent for it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have voting rights come to the Supreme Court in the first place. Mm-hmm. So, but I still understand your reservation, Danita, that, you know, you like to be able to look in what I call our country's Bible and be able to see an answer for everything, but that's not necessarily the case. So
yeah, and when people are arguing it, they're arguing it, well, it's not in the Constitution, and I'm like,
I'm gonna give a counter argument, and that it's technically the states who vote for the president and vice president, and not the people itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so
true.
It's the states who are deciding on their own side who's voting in their state. So it has nothing to do with the U.S. Constitution. Yeah, it has everything to do with the state constitution.
It's the state constitution. It's not the U.S. Constitution. Yeah, Shawn, you're absolutely right. That's why the 10th Amendment and the problem with HR-1 is that it nullifies the what was it, the constitutional of 1787, but I'm forgetting what the term is. But it says exactly that it is up to the states. And that's why the states have to have the power to make their own regulations, their own voting laws. Yep. And that the HR-1 is a violation of that. It's saying that they're going to federalize all of it. And you're absolutely right. It's the states that vote for the president. And so then the members of the states, that's why you need ID to say that you're in that state, because it's the state, it's going upward. You start from we the people.
Well, and that's why that's why so many of the actual cases for election fraud are coming to be, is because they are starting off with the basis of the state constitutions say this, And the state constitutions can only be changed by legislators.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
The state
exactly.
constitution cannot be changed by the Secretary of State 2 weeks before the election or 3 days before the election. That's not allowed, right? So that was a big part of a lot of the cases that came out as well.
They were violating their own state constitution, which is unconstitutional because it affects other states. That's and just to sorry, it was the constitutional bargain of 1787. That's what I was.